We'll close it after we do it. Okay, the oath of office is going to be administered, so people may stand up front here, I guess.
Okay, Commissioner Walker, I think we're starting with you. Want to come around?
I'll just get away from the pictures.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Laura Walker,
I, Laura Walker,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution
that I will uphold the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
and perform the duties
perform the duties
of the office of the Commissioner of Chisago County,
of the office of Commissioner of Chisago County,
Minnesota,
Minnesota,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations. Commissioner Matska? Raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Ben Matska,
I, Ben Monska,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
and perform the duties
and perform the duties
of the office of the Commissioner of Chisago County,
of the office of the Commissioner of Chisago County,
Minnesota,
Minnesota,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations.
Oh, I just signed it. Okay, sorry.
Mr. Olson? You Olson? You have to come out here. Raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Lee Olson,
I, Lee Olson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
of America
of America
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
and perform the duties
and perform the duties
of the office of the Treasurer of Chisago County, Minnesota,
of the office of the Treasurer of Chisago County, Minnesota,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations. Mr. Freed? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dennis Freed,
I, Dennis Freed,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
and perform the duties of the office of Auditor of Chisago County,
and perform the duties of the Auditor of Chisago County,
Minnesota,
Minnesota,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations. I, Janet Ryder,
I, Janet Ryder,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute and perform the duties
I will faithfully execute and perform the duties
of the office of the Attorney of Chisago County, Minnesota,
of the office of the Attorney of Chisago County, Minnesota,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
and to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations. Sheriff? Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me, sir. I, Richard Duncan,
I, Richard Duncan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution
I will uphold the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
and perform the duties
and perform the duties
of the office of Sheriff of Chisago County, Minnesota,
of the office of Sheriff of Chisago County, Minnesota,
according to the law,
according to the law,
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations.
He would miss a photo op, I think.
Yes, thank you.
We'll convene the meeting now, and we'll stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll recognize Rick Duncan, who's the sheriff.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'll probably have to put my cheaters on to be able to read this, but we're here today to recognize one of our family who actually retired a couple years ago, but we're getting around to recognize the retirement, and that's Scout. Sergeant, where you want to come up with Scout? Let's go.
Now he doesn't want to get it.
Come on, Scout! Come on, there you go! Come on.
She's okay here. We'll watch her.
Hey, Scout's been retired here for the past 2 years. Sergeant Berg has a new partner, K-9 partner, but K-9 are a vital part of law enforcement in today's world. They do a lot of things that obviously we as humans can't do. And Scouts has done the Sheriff's Office proudly in his service. A little background on Scout. Scout is from the Netherlands. He was shipped to Florida for his initial training and then came to Chisago County Sheriff's Office in 2005 when he was 14 months old. His name was Kendo. But Sergeant Berg and his wife decided to name him Scout due to your Eagle Scout. Yeah. Scout served as a dual-purpose canine, and especially was finding, and in big in parentheses it says anything. He has found over 177 people in his career, and also found countless articles and drugs. Scout's claim to fame was when he found a loaded gun in a ditch about 1 mile from where the incident occurred. We would have never found the gun without Scout. Scout started his career on a call in Taylor's Falls and ended his career at almost the exact same house as where he started. Scout tracked a man in the hills of Taylor's Falls for approximately half a mile until he found the guy hiding under a deck. Scout was a dependable, trustworthy, loyal, and kind. Scout loved attention when he was working, and he still loves attention to this day. Scout retired on December 31st, 2012. Sergeant Berg states he's missed working with him, but he is living a good life on the Berg's property with the family and all the other dogs. Scout now gets full roam of our 10-acre, and he loves it. During the summer of 2013, we thought Scout had run away. We looked for him for hours, and when my wife, Terry Berg, finally found him sleeping in my squad car. I think he missed coming to work as much as I missed having him there. Scout was 1 in a million K9. Chisago County was lucky to have such an amazing dog serving the community. I hope we have him around at our home for many years to come. And kind of a side note, not only he kind of served the community, the dogs train on different functions. One time a citizen had called and said that he had lost a wallet. And it was a farmer who had just went to the bank and got a lot of money out. He'd go, I don't know, buy some implement. And he had called and said, is there a possible any way that if your canine is free, could we possibly look for this wallet, because it had a lot of money in it? Well, Sergeant Berg said he'd do it, and Scout found that wallet in the middle of amongst the acres of where they work. So he served the community well, and he's deserving. We are going to have a plaque. The plaque hasn't come in yet, or I would present it right now, that we'll give to the Berg family, and then we'll also be proudly hanging his photo in the sheriff's office for generations to come. So thank you, buddy, for everything you've done. We have two dogs. Yep.
And do we stagger them? You know, how long they serve? Do we stagger, do they get so old and then you retire them and then you bring up a young one, or how does that work?
Well, we have two dogs. Kilo, who I believe is about 7 or 8, and then Duke, my current dog, he's 4.
Okay.
So yeah, they're kind of staggered now. Originally we started in 2005. Jet was the original, and then we had Jet. He started when he was 4. So he did about 4 years, 5 years service, and then he retired, and then we got Kilo. And then Scout was almost 7.5 years of service before he retired. So.
And as long as they can continue doing the services, they can stay as long as they can.
Oh, as long as they can.
Until we see that there's
He's
some.
tired right now.
Yeah, and Scott was going blind, and he had some problems with his back from a call that he was on, so
Sure.
he'd have days where he couldn't get up. I mean, so it was about time for him to retire, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for taking care of him too.
Yeah.
In his retirement age.
Oh, he's a joy to have. Let's go.
You have to carry him now?
Yeah.
No, he'll get up, believe me.
Thank you, buddy.
Give me a time.
Let's go, come, go.
Come on, come on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Say, Mr. Chair, I was just thinking when he talked about the farmer with lots of money, I didn't realize he was talking about Mr. Froberg here, so.
Can't win.
Okay. Well, at this time, I want to thank the citizens from District 2 and from Chisago County for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving on this board. And also, I want to give my colleagues thanks for the honor and privilege of being chair for 2014. So, 2014 was a better year than the past, but I hope it continues to improve. At this time, I'm going to relinquish the gavel to Chase. It's his meeting at this time.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, before you relinquish the gavel, it would be appropriate to approve the agenda first, sorry.
We can do that.
I'll move
Motion by
to approve the
Commissioner
agenda.
McMahon, second by Commissioner Morris. Any further discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carries. Okay. Go ahead, Chase.
Thank you, Commissioner. This time it's appropriate to ask if there are any nominations for the 2015 Chair of the Chisago County Board of Commissioners. Commissioner McMahon.
I nominate Rick Green.
Are there any other nominations? Commissioner Monska.
I nominate Commissioner Walker.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? We are taking nominations for chair for 2015. We'll now take a roll call vote for chair for 2015. So we're just going to go down the line randomly. Commissioner Robinson.
Aren't you supposed to say who we're voting for?
You have the option to vote for Commissioner Walker or Commissioner Green, or abstain or pass.
In the past, we just had, whoever we're voting for was for or against. Well, whatever, we haven't done it this year before, so. I vote for Commissioner Green.
Commissioner Monska.
I vote for Commissioner Walker.
Commissioner Green.
Commissioner Green.
Commissioner Walker.
Walker.
Commissioner McMahon.
Commissioner Green.
The election has been decided. Commissioner Green will be chair for 2015.
Okay, next item would be vice chair. Okay, Commissioner McMahon.
I nominate Commissioner Robinson.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Nominations cease. Commissioner Robinson, it sounds like you're vice chair.
Mr. Chair, you should take a unanimous,
Well,
by unanimous consent.
Just take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Unanimous. Okay. Well, once again, I thank the citizens of Chisago, and the citizens of, and my board colleagues here for electing me chair for 2015. So, okay, let's go on to number 4. Adopt the rules of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Item number 4, annually, the Board of Commissioners adopts the rules of order, as is in the past. The suggested motion is to adopt Robert's Rules of Order. The most recent addition is the Parliamentary Procedures and Guide for the 2015 Chisago County Board of Commissioners as modified by best or local practice.
Okay, need a motion to approve. Commissioner Monson makes the motion to approve. Need a second. Commissioner McMahon seconds. Any further discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 5 is to adopt rules of conduct for the Board of Commission meetings. The rules of conduct are the same as last year with just a couple of small changes. There was a typo that we corrected, and then we noted also the Robert's Rules of Order. It was not noted as modified by best or local practice, so now it says that also in the rules for the meeting.
Okay, need a motion to approve. Commissioner McMahon makes a motion to approve. Need a second. Commissioner Monson. Any further discussions on it? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Next item on the board for the board is item number 6, is to establish the 2015 meeting schedule. There is a resolution for board consideration. I will just note it. Absent previous board direction, we have prepared a default resolution which has the first and third Wednesdays, both at 6:30 p.m., which was last year's schedule. I would also note in the resolution, we did include the 3 committee of the wholes or the standing committees of the board that had standing meetings. So you'll note the Road and Bridge Committee of the whole, 6:30 p.m. on the third Wednesday. the first Wednesday, Health and Human Services Committee of the Whole at 6:30 p.m. And then we added also a standing place for the Budget and Finance Committee, which is should be the second Wednesday, apologize. Second Wednesday at 1 p.m. And again, that's board prerogative, of course.
Okay. Commissioner Robinson?
Well, I have a question on what he said. You have to wait for a motion or?
Okay, we can do a motion.
I would move the recommended, or the proposed resolution, which continues the current year's practice, past year's practice.
Did you want a second, Commissioner Robinson?
He wants a question, I think.
Okay, well, I'll second it for a question. When you brought up the budget and finance, that's not a board meeting, right?
It's a board committee. It has a standing meeting time, so this is an easy way to
Okay,
advertise
it's a
it.
committee meeting, then,
Correct.
not a special board meeting.
Yeah.
That was my question on.
Yeah, of your subcommittees, it's the only one that has a standing meeting time that is not on a regular board meeting night. And so by including the resolution, it's easier to advertise once a year versus advertising every time it meets.
Okay.
But anytime it
The
changes.
budget committee is, well, it's basically for the two people on the budget committee.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Just wanted to
county commissioners.
clarify that.
Yeah.
Question.
Okay, any further comments? Commissioner
Chair,
McMahon?
I'd like to discuss, and I know I bring this up every year, but I'd like to discuss the last meeting of the month, starting in the afternoon. And I don't have any time preference. I would like to say around 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon, to give our staff an opportunity to come during work hours. One of the issues that I've had a long time is that we have all the staff at night, and that's either comp time or overtime. And I believe that we'd probably get more out of the meetings if we held it during the regular working hours. So I'd like to see if we could have the last meeting of the month at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon.
Commissioner Walker?
I prefer we keep the schedule that we have to allow the public to attend and participate in these meetings. Oftentimes, the only members of staff that are, in fact, on the agenda are salaried department directors. So I don't think it's an overtime issue at all.
Commissioner McMahon?
Mr. Chair, and maybe, and I don't disagree with what Commissioner Walker is saying, maybe what we could do though is start the meeting, the staff reports coming in, and recess and start again at 6:30 or something. But I do believe that correct me if I'm wrong, is there comp time and stuff when they come to the meetings?
Looking at our HR director, yes, they do receive
So
compensatory time.
it does cost us that when we have the meetings in the evening. That's what I'm concerned about.
Any further discussions? Commissioner Robinson?
What's your recommendation on this, Bruce? Is it a problem, the way we're doing it?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Commissioner Robinson, it mocks next to us. We will do whatever you want us to do, so it's the totally will of the board. Most of the time, staff members who come have items on the agenda and don't come just to observe. If it was during the afternoon, you might have more staff who could attend. The only thing I would say in my experience that I would share with you is in the past when you've had evening meetings, it is helpful if commissioners, especially if there's something on the consent agenda that commissioners know they're going to want to talk about, to let me know ahead of time so I can let the staff person know to come. But that's a minor issue. So if we know, we'll be here. If it's the afternoon, we'll be here. If it's the evening, we'll be here.
Any further questions?
I guess I don't think we should split our meeting by starting and recess and starting again. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Okay. Commissioner McMahon?
Well, I was trying to make a compromise, but my position is I'd like to see one of our meetings be in the afternoon at 3, 3:30, whatever we choose, but I think it's important that we hear a lot of comments from staff.
Is that a motion? Did you want to amend? Ask the motioner and seconder if they want to change?
Yeah, Okay, we approved the meeting time and I asked I had a discussion purpose. So I would make that amendment to your motion if we could start the second meeting of the month at 3 in the afternoon.
Well,
It's your call, so you make a motion.
well, it's a second would also have to consent. I think the second isn't consenting, making it friendly, and honestly, I would prefer to keep it the same. I appreciate your concern, but for the reasons that Walker mentioned, that weighs heavy on me too. And I do think it's worthwhile for maybe 4 years to do it this way. I think people are used to it.
Okay. You don't want to make it a,
No.
you withdraw?
No, I'm not withdrawing.
Okay, well,
I just-
we'll vote on this and see
Right.
how it goes then, okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
4-1. Okay.
Item number 7, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, is a annual reaffirmation of the publications in the official newspaper of the county. You'll recall that we have to bid this out every 3 years. We did the bidding last year, and so the request is to reaffirm the use of Chisago County Press as the official newspaper of the county.
Okay.
Move approval.
Commissioner McMahon makes a motion to approve. Need a second? Commissioner Robinson seconds. Any further discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 8 is to establish annually the meal and lodging reimbursement policy of the county. Chase, do you have the resolution? I don't have it in my packet. Why don't we, if you're okay, we're going to forego 8 unless you have the resolutions. We didn't get one, and I'll ask Charles to go get those, and we'll come back to item 8 then. So there should be a resolution, I believe, with that, isn't there, Chase? Here. Item number 9 is the mileage reimbursement rates for the county. It is noted that this is not by resolution but by motion. The reimbursement rate for 2015 is pursuant to federal standard, which we follow, is 57.5 cents per mile for full mileage reimbursement. That is 1.5 cents higher than 2014. I do note, however, that we do have a limited per diem, or excuse me, mileage reimbursement of 35 cents per mile. That is when a personal vehicle is used when a county vehicle is available. And so we do recommend adopting the federal 2015 amount of 57.5 cents per mile.
Okay, need a motion to approve. Commissioner Walker makes the motion.
Second.
Commissioner McMahon seconds. Any further discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carries.
Item number 10 is to look at committee assignments. We have in front of you the 2014 Commissioners Committee listings. Typically, it is the board's prerogative with the chair's recommendation to assign committee listings. You can either discuss it today, take action today, or if you just want to note it for today and defer it till the end of the month, and we'll just continue with these current 2014 committee assignments until you make the changes. So this is the board's prerogative.
I would prefer to postpone it till the 21st, so maybe some of the board members can talk to some. I know Commissioner Motska's got the RDC you wanted to do something with. Correct?
I think there might have been a change with the Central Minnesota Council on Aging.
Aging and
Yes, that was
RDC.
directly appointed, yeah.
So you want to do something. So,
all right. So,
we'll get recommendations to come back to the board.
So it's my understanding then that the 2014 assignments will continue until the next meeting.
Right, and we'll table this till the 21st.
And the board chair will work on that and probably discuss with individual commissioners, and then we'll bring back a revised listing.
Correct.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner McMahon.
I have a question of Chase. Chase, we got a letter from the MESP board about participation in the board. Did we have a deadline? We had to respond with the name of the people, and that's it? Our radio commission?
No, not that I know of. I don't think there was a date on it.
Oh, I thought we had to respond by January 7th or something.
If it's okay with the board, what we can do is if we have to respond, we'll work with the board chair to do that to the deadline.
Okay.
Is that okay? Sure. If we want to go back to item 8, the meal and lodging reimbursement policy, we've got a copy in front of you now. There are no recommended changes to the policy. That's probably why we didn't include it in the original packet. But for your information, it is provided. This again sets forth the guidelines and policies on when employees and elected officials are eligible for meal and reimbursement policies or for reimbursements. So we would recommend just reaffirming it for 2015.
Okay, Commissioner McMahon makes a motion to approve. Need a second? Commissioner Robinson seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 11 is a request for the board to amend its November 20th, 2014 board minutes. The board minutes were originally adopted without amendments or changes on December 3rd. Unfortunately, the draft that was before the board did not include the board changes to the resolution, which was adopted on the 20th. We noticed it, so what we'd like to do is get your approval tonight to officially amend the minutes. The actions of the board on the 20th are not in question. The thing was that the minutes did not reflect that, and so we wanted to make sure that that was accurate. The area in question was, as you'll recall, when we're talking about turnbacks, the county board had moved to amend the proposed resolution to include 2.5 years for the townships and 5.5 years for the city of Harris. The resolution that was originally drafted only had 2 pursuant to state statute, and so you made quite significant changes, and that was the will of the board, but the minutes don't reflect that. And so what we would like tonight is to have you just amend those minutes.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the amendment? Okay, Commissioner McMahon makes a motion to approve. Commissioner Mosca seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
I vote against. I didn't vote in favor of turning back any roads, so.
Okay, for Walker, no.
And again, this is not about the turnbacks, this is the minutes.
It was just the minutes, is all.
Right.
Consistent.
Okay.
The next several items are consent agenda items, items 12 through 15. Would the board like to take them as a group or individually, and then I can list them?
Yeah, go ahead. Go through the whole works, and then I'll ask if anybody wants anything pulled.
Item number 12 is to authorize payments of the county's warrants and miscellaneous bills. Item number 13 is to approve the minutes of the December 17th, 2014 board meeting. Item number 14 is to approve an out-of-state travel request for Sheriff Duncan. And item number 15 is to approve an exempt permit for the Chisago County Fire Department.
Does anybody wish to have anything pulled? Commissioner
I have
Robinson?
just a question on 14.
Go ahead.
Rick, are you flying or driving?
Driving.
You're driving? What is it, 20 hours?
2 days.
Would it be cheaper to fly?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to pull the minutes. They're incorrect.
Okay. Minutes. Do you have any further?
Well, I was just wondering why, to me, it seemed like it almost be cheaper to fly.
To Baltimore?
Okay, you're okay with it then?
Yeah, it's fine, if you want to drive it.
Commissioner Walker? Commissioner Walker wants number 13 pulled? Okay. Any others pulled? Okay, we'll vote on 12, 14, and 15. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously. Commissioner Walker?
I'd just like the record to reflect that I attended the meeting.
Well, you're not on that.
I'm not on there, no,
Okay,
but I did make several motions after.
okay.
Well, it's at the
Get
start
that
of the
added,
meeting?
that'd be
Did it just say at the start? Sometimes if you're not there
It
at the
just says,
start.
no, it just says you 4 guys were here.
Okay. Chase, you have that correction?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's vote on the corrected minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay. Now, human services. Mike, you want to do that?
Oh, yes. Nancy, oh, there she's in the back. Nancy, you wanna come ahead? We gotta adjourn our regular meeting first to go into this.
Yes, we do. You're correct. You
Oh, yeah, make a motion, we adjourn our regular meeting to the Public Service meeting.
I
Okay,
think we need to recess.
I just need to
recess,
recess.
yeah. And who seconds?
I would second.
Commissioner Monska seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, carries unanimously.
Okay, we'll start the Health and Human Service meeting and, start off with Nancy and the director's report.
Good afternoon. Well, it's not that I wasn't paying attention, I was just enjoying my own reading and writing there. Well, Happy New Year, and pleasure to be in front of you again this month. My report is the final report of 2014's December activities in the department. I'll try to keep my voice here while I'm talking, but healthcare expansion, we talked about MNsure and all of that activity throughout the last year, and now the State Department is sending the counties some of the paper applications for processing as they continue to work out the situation and the programming around the electronic application system. So we have about 160 files, maybe a little more as I talked to you today, that have come in paper form from our State Department to work on and determine eligibility on folks who have made applications straight to the state. So that 160, the staff are reaching out on an individual basis to each and every one, filling in the holes and getting folks on the programs they've applied for. I will not guess how long we'll be receiving those on a monthly basis, but today, like I said, we have about 160 in the department. Mental health services, you have heard me mention the community mental health survey that is in process. We have the survey available at our front desks. It should be on the website. We've reached out to targeted groups and folks to respond, and I'm hoping we're getting that survey to each and every one of you as commissioners for your respective areas of the county. But this is our look at mental health services as a follow-up and using the information as a planning tool going forward. And so, as you can see, we have done some directed surveys to the actual consumers of the mental health surveys, or mental health services, and also to interested others. If you're interested or know people that want to contribute to this survey and are having trouble getting their hands on it, certainly any call into the department to myself or to Angie Keeman as our lead mental health worker in the mental health division will get this survey in your hands. We're continuing discussions with experienced providers of mental health services to establish certain services within the borders of Chisago County, and I'm thinking I'm going to be bringing something to you February of 2015 for some action on those developments. The Riverwood records that we continue to manage have noticed a marked decrease in requests. Forward movement in December in achieving a long-term solution for this bank of records was demonstrated in December with current staff assignments and further archival activities of these records. They're copying them, the electronic ones. We're targeting late March 2015 for this particular portion of the project to come to completion, and I'm aware that we're also working on some other solutions that may speed that up. In the Children's Services area, Carlene Smith, our Children's Services Supervisor, and Liz Dodge, the Social Service Director, did go to one of the community meetings on the Governor's Task Force relating to child protection to give input. We've seen an upswing in child placements in Chisago County in the past 8 months, primarily in children in the age range of 0 to 5 years. Current foster homes are in high demand, and we're tapping into therapeutic foster care agencies that have homes in the local area as well. Tina Rabine, our co-chair of our Citizens Review Panel, provided a presentation to the Safety and Permanency Division at the State Department in the past month. And the Citizens Review Panel were also provided an opportunity to testify at the Governor's Task Force on Child Protection. Internally within the department, we're currently undertaking an internal review of our current caseload risk ratings and determining how we, Chisago County, meet the standards being recommended for child safety. I've seen the list coming forward out of that task force. One that stands out that I'm remembering as I speak to you this afternoon is that we would immediately begin using old reports and considering risk for the current report received by the department, which had not been the case these past months and few years. Also, a review of each case, whether it's been a child protection assessment or what we call a family assessment or alternative assessment, that would be reviewed, including our county attorney each and every time before a case closes. So there's some big changes coming up in the child protection standards. North Star Care for Children. I don't think we've talked with you much about this in the past year, but what this is a remake of the assessment and funding methodology aimed at children targeted for permanency. So to help families adopting kids and the kids themselves become adoptable. Sometimes those adoptions don't happen because they're cost prohibitive. And so this assessment actually includes not only the child's needs, but what it takes to parent the child and calculating what that stipend will be. And so it actually raises those stipends for adoptions, and it actually lowered the foster care placement rate a little bit. One other component of this particular rollout is that it shores up the licensing timelines for licensing to be done on homes where children are placed with relatives. And so what's the incentive? Did it cost the local taxpayer any more dollars? No, but if we don't meet those licensing timelines, then we're not able to access the state and federal reimbursement that goes along with this program. So there's an incentive there for us to get things in order when a child's placed. So December, we spent quite a bit of time with the personnel who are involved in permanency for children, training and getting conversion activities in place, so we're good to go January 1st of 2015. The maternal child health program in public health, last month we were part of a site visit by the Healthy Families America program. We were seeking program accreditation for our MCH program. We're part of a metro consortium for that. And I attended that exit interview with staff, and it was very favorable. There'll probably be some corrections coming our way, but nothing that's insurmountable. And before we do a press release, we'll wait for the final letter to come, but the exit interviewers certainly implied that Chisago, with its co-workers or co-partner counties in this program, could expect to be accredited. And so that is a very good thing. I was on the phone with Health Partners and a few other of the MCOs in the last few weeks, and they're very interested that this program would now be accredited. So more to come as that rolls out. The Healthy Families America, or the MOF program, Metro Alliance for Healthy Families, we started that program with about 5 clients, and it's an intensive home visiting model, and it's aimed at 0 to 5 years of age, and young parents usually that need some support in caring for and parenting their children. Today we have about 22 of those files on the work floor. We could accept more. The medical community in particular, doctors and nurses and those professionals that see newborns and young families are starting to know about the program and making more referrals every week. Our community health advisory conversion to MAP is the last thing I wanted to mention, and we talked about this a bit last month, and how we would meet with that committee and recommend that the work of advising our public health programs be totally turned over to our MAP committee. I provided you with a list of citizens. We have good spread across the county and all commissioner districts as far as participants go. The assignment of MAP is also to give input into the health programs offered in Chisago County, and so we thought now is the time to make that change. And so the meeting with the Community Health Advisory didn't happen because of members' obligations. We've just put it on the calendar now again for January 22nd. I'm not expecting any other outcome to come out of that meeting, but to make this recommendation, and so knowing you were making committee assignments and things at this meeting, I wanted to put this on the agenda today, but I expect that we'll have that final meeting. There are about 4 active members left on the Community Health Advisory, and certainly they're invited to join the MAP if they want to stay engaged with planning for the health of the county. So we're deeply appreciative of those committee members and people that have served on that committee in the past. And the work continues, but we've developed this larger, very broad group to do that input. So I'm expecting to be able to report next month that we had that January 22nd meeting and all is well.
What time is the meeting?
We're placing it at 6 o'clock, Commissioner, at the North Branch building. And lastly, I'm always thankful for our partners in service and for the staff that come to the department each day and work. So that's my report.
Does anybody have any questions? Nobody? I got one for you. Around Christmas time, there was this caramel apple deal where people were getting sick. And there was a company in New Brighton that was distributing these caramel apples, and people were getting sick from them, and I haven't heard anything since then. Is that?
I haven't heard anything, and I do get a regular news feed from the health department. I haven't had anything on that.
So they're safe to eat again, is that what you're saying?
Pardon?
They're safe to eat again?
They're safe to eat.
Okay, that's all I have. Do we have to approve of this, or we just move on? What do we do in the past?
Well, usually Nancy will go through the other
Oh, no,
tabs.
but I meant her report.
We'll do them all at once usually.
Oh, okay.
And our request for board action, we'll draw our attention to number 17. This is a request for an approval of our child and teen checkup grant contract. This is a contract with our State Department, and to access that grant, we need you to approve that.
Motion by Commissioner McMahon, second by Commissioner Moskowitz. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair, question, is that a motion to recommend it or advancement to the county board, or do we simply?
It doesn't look like on the agenda,
Well,
but it gets advanced here.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Okay, great.
It looks like we're doing it right now for July.
The consent agenda was already done, so we have to do it now.
Okay.
You're right, Commissioner.
Okay, so it's for now.
And you might as well do the report also.
Yeah, move the director's report also.
Motion by Commissioner McMahon for the director's report, second by Commissioner Green. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Or opposed? Okay, motion carried on that one.
Item number 18, we're requesting the approval of our agreement with the Minnesota Department of Health, Community Health Board Grant Project Agreement, and this particular award brings $84,610 to the county for our use in our public health programs, primarily targeted at young children. We use it in our MCH program for the years 2015 and 2016.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Green, or second by Commissioner Moskowitz. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 19, this is, we're asking for an approval of our Minnesota Child Passenger Safety Program Letter of Agreement. Out of our WIC program, we disperse car seats free of charge to income eligible families. There's a training component. We do have staff that go through a standard training as afforded by the program for each and every recipient. And so, just anecdotally, I think we've put out about 30 car seats a year on this. It's a very valuable community resource.
Okay, Commissioner McMahon makes a motion. Second by Commissioner Green. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 20 is a University of Minnesota program agreement. Actually, we've been awarded, if we choose to accept it, a grant from UCare for the amount of $12,151.78. And what this is for is to foster working relationships and regional participation in the work of community health assessment. There are several organizations, mostly hospitals, clinics, and public health departments that all have an assignment of doing a community health assessment for their respective licenses and organizations. And so University of Minnesota, with this set of grant dollars, would come and facilitate a planning session and information gathering session with all of the parties needing to do these community health assessments. So the project would be about 4 in-person sessions and then some follow-up. So it's a grant from UCARE, but this is a University of Minnesota program contract.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve. I have a question.
Okay, motion by Commissioner McMahon, second by Commissioner Mosca. Any more discussion? Commissioner McMahon?
I see on the board action, this is run, is it through you or through the extension?
The board action is for a contract with the University of Minnesota to conduct facilitate the sessions with the health partners.
Okay, it says University of Minnesota Extension to facilitate the...
4 coaching sessions.
Okay. So,
And 2 civic engagement trainings.
so it's through the extension?
It's through us, but we're asking them to contract to actually run the meetings and do the planning.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 21 is a memorandum of understanding between Chisago County and A New Family Services. A New Family Services is a nationwide program working to support families and children in home care. And so ANEW has received funding from the Sauer Children's Renew Foundation, and the intent of that funding is to provide intensive permanency services, and they have asked if we would join them in their project. And so their focus is older children in foster care or homeless youth or children in unstable placements or living situations. They may be homeless. And generally the older child, and to give them support, help them find jobs, training, medical support, whatever it takes to give them some structure to be able to function and live safely in the community.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner McMahon, second by Commissioner Green. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 22. This is a personnel requisition for a lead financial worker, and I am asking for a waiver of the 3-month hiring.
Okay, wait a minute. This is on for other business.
Is it on other business?
Yes. You're
Okay.
done.
Well, then I'll let
Yeah, you're
other
done.
business.
Anybody have any questions for Nancy? Otherwise, we need a motion to adjourn this portion of Commissioner McMahon.
Second motion.
Thank you. Second? Second by Commissioner Green. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Thanks.
Thank you, Nancy. Okay, Bruce, you want to go on with other business?
We have a few
That's at
minutes.
2. We got,
Yeah.
citizens forums at 2. We should start some of this other stuff.
Yeah, I think probably the best thing to do, since you went into committee of the whole, which is fine, is just to now as the board, move 16 through 21 as a group.
Okay, is there a motion to do that? Commissioner McMahon, your second. Commissioner Mosca. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Now you can take over.
I haven't heard a reconsideration.
You just recessed.
I just took over. Rich.
Item number 22 is a personnel requisition, as Nancy was talking about, for a lead financial worker. And the recommendation there is to waive the 3-month waiting period because of the critical nature of the position.
Okay. Need a motion to approve. Commissioner McMahon and Commissioner Mosca. Any further discussion?
Aye.
Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 23 are for three folks also in Nancy's department, professional positions within Health and Human Services, seeking to waive the 3-month waiting period. The positions are for 2 social workers and 1 lead worker in the Aging and Disabilities Unit.
Okay, need a motion to approve. Commissioner McMahon makes a motion, Commissioner Voska seconds. Any further discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 24 is a request to waive the 3-month waiting period for hiring for an Assistant County Attorney 1 position within the County Attorney's Office. County Attorney notes the criticality of the position as well as the time sensitivity for major activities of the office.
Okay, need a motion to approve. Commissioner Monska? Commissioner McMahon seconds. Commissioner Robinson, go ahead.
So if we wait 3 months, it'd be a big problem?
Due to the nature of the work, it would be really difficult to absorb this work. It is a full-time position. This attorney in the office prosecutes all the juvenile cases and also handles the civil commitment cases in the office, so it is very time sensitive and very critical to public safety.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously.
Item number 25
Aye.
is board appointments for various boards and committees. We will let the board's prerogative take how you'd like to handle these, but we have Board of Adjustment, Planning Commission, East Central Regional Library, Park Board, Comfort Lake, Forest Lake Watershed District, and the HRA EDA.
And we'll vote, just go down the list, we'll do them by committee.
Sure. So on the Board of Adjustment, there's a 3-year term effective on the 1st or the 6th of this month. District 3 is open. Greg Carlson has applied. He is the incumbent from Lindstrom. In District 5, we have 2 applications, John Sutcliffe and Curtis DeYoung. It would be appropriate to take District 3 separately in a vote, and then District 5.
Okay. Motion to approve.
I'll approve
Greg?
Greg Carlson for District 3.
Okay. Need a second? Commissioner Monska seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carries unanimously. Mike, you want to do 5?
Okay. Well, I would kind of like to discuss this a little bit. For the makeup of the Planning Commission, districts, and Board of Adjustment, whatever, most of the county work is in my district and Commissioner Green's district. I guess I would like to change the makeup of the Planning Commission so I would have automatically 2 citizens and Rick would have 2 and the other 3 districts would have 1. And the reason I'm saying that is John Sutcliffe has really done a good job on the Board of Adjustment and the Planning Commission, and I would like to nominate Curtis DeYoung from Fish Lake Township, and then the planning, I would have 3 different people on 3 different districts on the boards to even it out. And it's a gamble, because John Sutcliffe has done a very good job on the Board of Adjustment, but he has also got a year left on his Planning Commission, which I would like for him to keep going on that for next year. So that's kind of why I'm saying what I'm saying here. So I would, it's kind of a gamble to appoint someone, because I know what John Sutcliffe is, and so I would like to make an adjustment in a way to even things out on the district for Curtis DeYoung to be on the Board of Adjustment. That's my motion.
Okay. Commissioner Robinson's motion is to add 1 more to.
Can I ask a question?
Go. You want a second for discussion?
I'll second it for discussion. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, right now, what we have before us, the Planning Commission, the makeup of the Planning Commission is a different.
Well, right now we're talking about Board of Adjustment, but the Planning Commission is, each district has 1 member, and then there's 2 at large. What I would like to do is change this 2 at large, so 1 would be in my my district, one in Commissioner Green's district, because most of the townships that the planning and zoning's dealing with are in our two districts. That's what I'd like to change this, the way our board makeup is